Triskate frames. Hello YouTube, my name is Ricardo Lino and I'm a wheel addict. In this video we're gonna be talking about different Triskate frames. And what's different about triskating frames? Well, there's a few different triskating mounting systems for Triskate frames. The most common one is this. And this is a 165, let me see if you can see it here. This is a 165 mount, which means that you have one screw in the front, one screw in the back. Usually the boot has a raised heel, which means that the heel is a little bit higher than the front part, and both screws are apart 165 millimeters. So it's also known as SSM. Short skate mount? Probably, I have no idea. If you know, let me know in the comments. So this is the most common one. This one is a Mega Cruiser frame from Powerslide, and this one allows you to go up to 125 millimeters. Of course, there are also different height of frames, length, which means that some of the frames you can't put the wheels as big as this one, or even in a 125 frame, some of them are longer. But that's when the second frame comes. When you want like a really long frame, like a speed skating frame, then you usually also need a different mounting system. And what mounting system would you use? Well, that's when this one comes. And this is a 195 mount. It's usually used for speed skates. I don't know if you can see, but if the other one is SSM, is this a LSM, long skate mounting? Probably, I have no idea. Anyway, from here to here, from this hole to this hole is 195 millimeters. And the reason why these have longer distance in between the bolts, it's because the frames are longer and you want to be close to the edge of the frames so that when you push, when you do that stride, it's a little bit stronger. So this is the second frame that you should know. Basically now you know of the 165, which is the most common one, and the 195, which is mostly used for speed skates. There's also a third one, which came out last year. It's a system which is patented by Powerslide, and it's called Trinity mount. Basically, you have two holes in the front and one in the back. On Trinity skates, there won't be a short mounting system and a long mounting system. Basically, when it's a Trinity, which is a good thing, because if you have like a Trinity boot, like the Powerslide Tau or the Powerslide Kaze or the World Cup or even like a racing boot, then you can put all frames. This one is a 110, but there's some shorter 100, and I think there's even a 90 millimeter frame, like for 90 millimeter wheels, which is super short. But you would be able to put that on a speed skating boot. It would be kind of weird, but I'm pretty sure it would be fun. The cool thing about this Trinity system is, as you have two holes in the front and one in the back, these will make your stride stiffer, like stronger. And because you have a triangle here absorbing all the shock, you end up not getting as much vibration because the vibration gets spread through your feet, which is a cool thing. When you turn it, this is more responsive, and as you can see here, the wheels come higher than the front part of the frame. This means that the boot will be closer to the ground, which obviously means more control. So the Trinity system. There's also another brand called Adapt, which I made a podcast with them, and I'm gonna put the link right now. Adapt, they also have a different mounting system which they call the Quattro. And from what I know, the Quattro is like the front part is kind of like this, but then in the back, instead of one hole, they have two holes. Basically, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's why it's called Quattro, 4 in Portuguese or Spanish. Easy, right? I haven't tried the Quattro, I can't really say that much about it, but it seems like a cool thing. I do know that Powerslide is trying to bring the Trinity available for other brands. Let's see how this goes. And then the last one, which is one of those that had more people excited, especially the aggressive skaters, it's this one. And this one is called UFS. The UFS was the first universal frame system. A lot of people still complain about the UFS because they say that the distance in between bolts ends up limiting more than facilitating for some different setups, especially now that people are trying to ride with big wheels, etc. But when you have 3 wheels, the holes won't really make it that much harder to produce a frame. Why? Because the bolts will go between the wheels. So you can go big, like on this one. These ones have 110. They fit on an aggressive skating boot, which is usually, like I said before, UFS. Flat on top, and I do not know the distance in between the bolts. But you'll see, when it's a flat top, just like this, it goes on a flat boot, aggressive skating boot. Why is this plastic? From what I know, it's plastic so that you can grind. It's not as easy to grind in between wheels, but you can always grind on the soles and all that. If you're just into free skating, probably this is not the frame that you're looking for. You're gonna be looking at something more like this, or even like this. Obviously, all these frames have different ways of use. I would say if you're not into aggressive skating, this might be one of the best options, the Trinity. Why? Because with the same mounting system, you basically can have it all. You can't have an aggressive skate, but other than that, you can have short frames, small wheels, big wheels, always on 3 wheels. And that's it. I hope this video was informative. I hope you learned something today. And if you did, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll be doing more of these, and hopefully you'll be subscribing to my channel and enjoying them. Thanks for watching. Cheers, guys.
Vou viver até quando